here a box for you. Look, do you want to know what is inside? Well, it is a round thing. It have 4 pointed arrows, and each arrow is pointing to different numbers. Those arrows are regularly circulating to give you an exact time. Wait, I know that you have an image of it already. Hold that image, because you are correct. It is an alarm clock. You might be wondering and asking me some question. What was that for? What is its purpose? Well, because today we're gonna try to talk more about imagination and concentration. Imagination is broad and limitless. Our knowledge is nothing without activating this ability. It allows you to think outside the box and make you do the most creative thing that you can do. Well, all of the human invention is a product of imagination. Different people possesses different degree of this ability. For many, it is highly developed, but for some, they have a weaker imagination. But don't worry, the good news is there is a lot of activities and exercises you can do to enhance your imagination and concentration. If you are an educator, the best thing that you can do to make your student enhance their imagination is to perform this activity. In this activity, you will make your student handle a small and discrete object. It is an object who does not have any interesting feature such as blackboard eraser or a box. The first thing that you will do in this activity is to gather your student and make them form a circle. And then now, call 6 to 7 participants. Now, give the discrete object to one of the participants and instruct him that it is a diamond bracelet, the most beautiful thing that he has ever seen. Afterwards, instruct the student to handle that particular object, react to that particular object, and then pass that object to the next person. And the process will continue until all of the students will already handle the object and reacted to that particular object. And then when all of the students had already reacted to the particular object, you must now repeat the process and change the description of that particular object. Make it now a kitten who have a very soft fork. And then repeat the process. Actually, you can repeat the process for more than 5 or 6, or for how long that you wanted to change the description of that particular object. You can change that particular object into a glass full of water, a wallet who is dirty and torn, who does not have anything to it, an old valuable manuscript, or a knife. Since the activity is finished already, the teacher now is tasked to ask a few questions. The first 2 questions is intended to answer by the observers. The questions are, how did they know that the object was a bracelet? The other question is, how did they know that the object was the kitten the second time it was back? After that, the few questions are intended for the players. Questions are, what did the wallet look to you? The other question is, you were careful not to drop any of the objects, but you handle them differently. Why? Those example questions, ladies and gentlemen, is really helpful because it will push the players to have a stronger visual image and of course have a very powerful observation skill. That was just the first activity that will enhance the imagination of your students. Now let us proceed to the second activity that might excite their imagination. In this activity, you are tasked to put a table in the center. And now, ask each of the students to go to the table and pick one of that particular object. And looking and showing by the way they handle a particular object, what is it? And that way, it will really enhance the students' imagination because they will also think what the other players are thinking while picking that particular object. Those are the activities intended for imagination. And now, let us proceed to concentration. So concentration is the ability to hold a certain image for a long period of time. It means to focus on your attention. This ability is very important, especially when you are with a certain play. Through this activity, you can focus on delivering your lines, your dialogues, your steps, and of course, you can focus on communicating properly with the other players. And if you have this ability, you can somehow react directly or do an ad-lib when there are unexpected scenarios that might happen in the play. The same with imagination. There are also various and a lot of activities that we can do to enhance our concentration. One of it is the activity called Hunt a Ring That Has Been Lost. In this activity, the student will be asked to pretend finding a certain lost thing for a few minutes. Or actually, the teacher may really do hide a certain ring and then ask the student to find it. This activity is really helpful to enhance the concentration of the students, and it will be clearly demonstrate the difference between pretending to hunt and really looking. There are also other ways on how can we enhance our concentration. That includes watching a plane to come in, watching funny movies, listening for the lunch bell to ring, and of course, smelling smoke in the woods. Those are the activities for enhancing our concentration and imagination. And that concludes my topic for today. Thank you for letting your ears mabuhay.